Cleveland kickboxing, Louis Marcone. Boxing out of the red corner, from the Lincoln Fight Factory, Joe Peter Lee. And his opponent, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the blue trigger black. He tipped the scale of 63 kilograms. He brings to the ring a 7-5 record. From the Lincoln Fight Factory, Joe Peter.
3 2-minute rounds of K1 action. Louis Marcone, Cleveland kickboxing, the taller of the two young men. Joe Peter Lee, Lincoln Fight Factory in the red. Got a lot of time for both these young men in the ring, seen virtually all their fights. Louis, as you can see, a distinct height advantage over Joe. Watched both their careers develop, and I rate them both very highly for the future. Both still, although well known on the circuit and well respected, are still actually learning their trade. And I talked to Joe a lot about his career and his fights. Very knowledgeable young man with his head firmly on his shoulders. And we were talking about Louis, and he knows, and I warned him that Louis is a very good boxer. And Joe was under no illusion what Louis brings to the table, and I said he knows how to use his height and reach. He'll have that advantage on you. And he's from Cleveland, so we know he's well schooled, and Joe knew exactly how tough this bout was going to be. And as I said, two of my favourite young fighters from two of my favourite gyms, Cleveland with Ron and Lincoln with Shawn. And on paper, this is one of the bouts I was really looking forward to. Louis, the southpaw here. Joe doing a good job though at the moment of being all the way out or all the way in. Louis disciplined and focused as well. Sharp punching from Joe there. Louis, rear leg roundhouse, doubles it up strongly. Checks this one, Joe, as he comes in. Steps in, inside leg kick. Nice right to the body. Louis almost immediately responded with the left knee. Using those legs to maintain that range, Louis. Sharp punching, sharp boxing from Joe. On his last outing, which was sadly cancelled early through injury, I thought he looked very sharp with his boxing, and he's looking sharp tonight. Louis, though, is always disciplined, always focused, tall at the weight and knows how to use it. And that's why these are two of my favourite young up-and-coming fighters. As I said, they've both already got profile. There's Ron there, looking intently. If anyone's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, it's that man. As with Shawn here, looking directly into the eyes of Joe. Two great coaches, two great young fighters. And as I said, they've grown up in the limelight. And Louis using that reach to keep Joe having to come in. Joe's got to close the gap quickly and get that sharp boxing going. Louis responds though. Good tight technique from both young men. Oh, targeting that lead leg, it's a good tactic. And Louis, orthodox stance, then switches to the southpaw. So he could throw that rear leg and catches Joe in the chest. Took him by surprise there. And pushing Joe back with those knees. Knows how to use that height and reach. Drives in again, left hook by Joe as he does so. Joe circling as Louis sits back into orthodox and then southpaw, switches seamlessly, drives that left knee in, right round kick reply from Joe. Right hand slips as he throws the high left round kick. Well, Mike's had nothing to do in this bout. Two clean, good young fighters. Good left round kick and left hand from Louis. Little inside the leg kick from Joe. Louis, the boxing combination to keep Joe at range. Joe felt that to the groin. Bit of deja vu here for Joe Peter Lee. And taking a low groin shot. He'll come straight back though, saying he's ready. They touch gloves sportingly. Push kick from Louis, looks for it again. Joe looks for the right leg in reply. It's a tough job getting inside to do your work against Louis. His timing and a beautiful head kick there. Joe took that well. But Louis realised, I was about to say, he's got such good timing to make sure you stay at range. Little left hook there from Joe. Looks to come in sharp. Oh, and a beautifully timed midsection knee from Louis, just as Joe looked to get his shot off. And that's key in this round. Big round now for Louis. So disciplined, looks for the openings, and so hard to get inside that reach. His timing is so good. Unfortunately for Joe, I felt until that moment, until that knee, right in that round, as he was in the first. This is a close contest, but there's a difference between the two now in the second. And it's moments like that can make all the difference. Joe looking to close the gap. He knows he's got to come back strong. It's exactly the right tactic. The crowd respond to him, but it's easier said than done against Louis. But Joe doing exactly the right thing. Louis looking to keep that range. And he's so dangerous with those knees thrown fluidly. Chopping low kick from Joe. Steps in again. Doubles up the left hook. So Louis doubles up the left leg. And they exchange a good set of punches and kicks. Louis staying in the pocket with Joe. Joe looking for that big left hook. And again, it's just that timing and the knee to the midsection. Joe had to go for broke, which leaves him vulnerable to the counter. Louis knew that. And the knee's what does it. That knee strike from Louis is the difference in this whole bout between these two young men. Joe will continue to press forward. He's a warrior. Oh, Louis on fire with those knees. And you can see that's as much frustration as anything else with Joe. Look at the look on his face. That's frustration, guts, anger, but perfect timing. He knew what he was up against with Louis. And Louis is on real form tonight. Joe looking to walk through that to get to where he needs to be. But so much easier said than done. Cracking battle as I knew it would be, but Louis is on fire tonight with that knee. And Joe took it that time. He sucked it up. He didn't go down. But he's got a mountain to climb here. Louis kept his shape, kept his discipline, and those knees have been devastating. Oh, right to the end, Joe trying, shakes his head. Two great young men, but Louis, perfect timing tonight. What talent these two, and Louis, sportsmanship from Joe, but Louis was on fire tonight.